Picture a shoreline map, gridded in 5-minute slices. Wind arrows drift across it. 2 dots, 2 jet skis, move together, then apart. And then the cursor stops. But the water doesn't. Part 1 stayed with the day. A vacation in Aruba. A second-day jet ski invitation. A return to shore without 14-year-old Max Devries. And an official posture of lost at sea. Tonight, we test the account against the elements. Timeline versus tide, words versus wind. And with care, we check the last person known to be with Max against what's publicly on record. This episode names no uncharged individual. Where we reference sensitive history, it's because a reputable outlet or official program has put it on the record. No speculation, just what can be cited and what physics will or won't support. This is the Midnight Mystery Archive, and this is part 2 of the Max Devries disappearance. In cases like this, gravity pulls toward the last person seen with the missing person. That gravity isn't guilt necessarily, it's duty and proximity. The companion on the water, an older American guest who'd befriended the family, provided the primary account of separation and drift. His story is the spine of the official accident posture, and it's the only first-hand narrative the family can interrogate. Our job isn't to accuse, it's to measure. So we hold this account up to the elements and carefully to what's been reported about his background. A Detroit TV investigation revisiting Max's case quoted retired Livonia detective Corey Williams when he ran basic checks on the 2 American men who'd befriended the family. He found a 1981 police statement in which the younger man said he'd been a victim of his father for crimes against children. The station did not publish names and stressed that neither man has been charged in Max's disappearance. We won't name them here either. Why mention this at all? Because it contextualizes the family's insistence that Lost at Sea shouldn't have ended the case. If a credible detective says a public record statement ties the younger man to abuse by his father, then vetting the older man's history isn't rumor, it's due diligence. Again, there are no charges tied to Max, and we are citing what's on the record and nothing more. Quick disclaimer you'll hear once tonight. We are not naming uncharged individuals. All background details come from the WXYZ report and the Paramount Plus series summaries, public sources anyone can read. 3 pillars exist in the companion's narrative: stall, separation, and drift. Stall. Personal watercraft do stall, but riders in the same sea state close together tend to stall in the same water. If one craft remains operable, it becomes a rescue tool. You circle back, assist, and tow back. Separation. Cross, push, chop can widen a gap. But with PFD's standard, separation doesn't mean sink. It means distance management. And then drift. With wind at X and set at Y, a person in a vest drifts at a predictable clip. You backtrack to a box. In many cases, the sea gives something back. Foam, tag, strap. In this one, it didn't. Physics doesn't prove or disprove intent. It asks the story to match the ocean's behavior. When there's a mismatch, investigators either found the missing input or they should have kept looking. When we look at the statements and the scratches, we go back to what WXYZ reported, which were visible abrasions on the companion's neck and upper chest, attributed to struggling with a personal watercraft. It could happen. That's why measurement matters. orientation, length, spacing. You don't leap to conclusions from marks. You rule out absurdities and leave room for the probable. Then there are the versions. Early accounts cited by the station suggest shifts, stalled and towing, then slipped away, then swimming for shore. Minor drift in memory is human. Pattern drift around agency, who could help whom, when, that matters because it changes where you draw the search box and how you evaluate duty to act. Lost at sea is an initial administrative posture. No immediate evidence of crime. Prioritize rescue. Take statements. Watch for what the environment returns. It isn't a lifetime label. Cases shift categories when new information arrives. That's why public appeals, even years later, matter. In 2024, Paramount Plus aired a 2-part feature on Max. The episode guide telegraphs the core. Part 1, the disappearance. Part 2, the startling truth about the man with him. Publicity isn't proof. It's a signal to check your file again. If Max's case was reopened now, you'd run the mundane list hard. Certified records pull across jurisdictions for both men. Criminal indexes, court dockets, sex offender registries, and any 1981 report that matches what Detective Williams has referenced previous. Travel and work history around 2004 to cross-check opportunity windows. A full statement consolidation, the earliest recorded version from the companion, timed and diagrammed, all later retellings mapped against it. The personal watercraft maintenance and hour meter records, if they're preserved, to test stall claims against machine behavior. And then, of course, maybe the most important is a wind and current reanalysis for that afternoon to bound a drift box, publish the geometry, not the identities, so the public can test the account honestly. None of that accuses anybody. It tests against the story that has been provided. The reason this case lingers is the gap between a simple story and a silent sea, and the fact that a reputable investigative outlet says a 1981 police statement ties the younger man to victimization by his father for crimes against children. That doesn't prove a crime in 2004. It does explain why the family keeps asking for more than an accident label. At this point, 20 years on, what could actually move the file forward? Here's a boring list that I think would probably help. Obtain and publish any certified on-record documents underlying the 1981 reference to crimes against children so the public isn't arguing over hearsay. Release a clean movement map, minute-stamped shoreline, launch, return, search grid, so tips align to geometry and not rumor. Confirm or deny in writing whether any personal watercraft service diagnostic data still exists. Re-interview surviving witnesses with cognitive method, especially the man and his son. Lock in who saw what and when on that day. State plainly whether Aruba will treat the case as accident unless or until a new document or artifact arrives. Clarity helps the right people come forward. The ocean is an honest witness. It doesn't testify, it behaves. People testify. We're the ones who bend. In Max Devries' case, the water and the words never fused into a shape that let a family rest. that doesn't make the worst thing true. It makes uncertainty the room that they live in. This has been the Midnight Mystery Archive in Part 2 of the Max Devries case. Next Friday, a special, personal episode of the Midnight Mystery Archive. I'm a huge fan of AC/DC. Did you know that their lead singer passed away in February of 1980? If you did you know that there are a lot of questions around his death? If not, you'll definitely want to tune in to that episode when I look at the mysterious death of AC/DC singer Bon Scott. Remember, find us wherever you get your podcasts. And also join us on TikTok, where I dig a little bit deeper into the cases I cover. Until next time.